What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review for We're Here, season 1, episode 5. Listen, I need Bob the drag queen. I need Shangela. I need Eureka. I need the producers, directors. I need the backup dancers. I need anybody who can put We're There on their resume right now. Right, I need you right here, right now, right now. I'll wait. I'll wait till y'all get here. I'll wait till y'all get here. Okay? Because this don't make no damn sense. Listen. Are y'all here? Okay. I done told y'all not gonna keep doing this to me every week. Y'all not gonna keep having me watch this show and be sitting here crying and getting all in my feelings and getting all emotional and stuff. You're not gonna do it every week. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that that's not what we're doing here. This show, y'all, is so good. It is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Before I get started, I want to thank Lady Shug and Charles for coming by and leaving comments on my video. I appreciate it. Lady Shug was the drag queen that was friends with from the tribe on last week's episode. Lady Shug said that he did actually participate and perform in the show, but you know, for editing reasons, for time wise, he was like, the show was a lot longer than what it's edited down to, which, you know, obviously. And so I'm glad that Lady Shug did get a chance to perform, and I do look forward to any type of behind the scenes type stuff. Like I do, I definitely look forward to that. Charles is from the episode the week before that, who had the partner. He had dance training, like he worked with Shangela, had classical dance training. And he actually put his Instagram, and I went and followed his Instagram, and baby Charles has turned into a whole drag queen, y'all. Y'all need to go check out his Instagram. It's alexis.croy. Alexis.croy. Charles has turned into a whole drag queen, baby. I ain't mad at you. He look good too. He looks good. Next stop, RuPaul. Get it. Alright. So let's go ahead and jump into this episode. So this episode, we are in Louisiana, you guys. We're in Ruston, Louisiana. It's about 5 hours outside of Nolens. And again, you know, we have 3 people that we're working with. And so we have Shangela, who is working with Jose, and Jose's best friend I believe it's Jamario. Jamario is hilarious. Let me tell you that I need more Jamario in my life. Jamario is hilarious. We're gonna get back to Jamario in a second. We have Stacy, who is working with Bob. Stacy is a friend and ally of the community. We'll get back to that. And then we have Lynn, who is working with Eureka. Now, first of all, you know, as always, the ladies came to town, honey, in full drag regalia, and they were hanging out at the coffee shop where they got pretty good reception, you know, way better than somebody calling the police on them, honey. They got pretty good reception. And so they were hanging out at the bakery and all that good stuff. So it was cool. That definitely let you know that they were in friendlier territory than they have been the last couple of weeks. Oh, the other thing I want to say before I forget too, Lady Shug also gave me a little bit of knowledge in my because y'all know, being someone who, you know, a political scientist, a social scientist, I want to always be careful that I'm using proper language, that I'm not being offensive. And so when we were dealing with the native people and the native tribes, I wanted to be respectful. And she taught me something. I did not know that Navajo was a colonial term. They do actually prefer the term, I want to say it's Dine, D-I-N-E. And if I'm wrong, charge it to my head and not my heart. But I learned something new my damn self, because I didn't know that. I thought Navajo was the tribe. So, learn something new every day. And y'all teach me, and I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I just had to say that because I really do appreciate when you guys come by and you comment, and that lets me know people are watching. It lets me know people care. And I don't care whether I have 10 views or 10,000 views. If the 10 views are people who can walk away and say, "Oh my gosh, I enjoyed that," and you really gave me something to walk away with, then I'm cool with my 10 views. Moving on. So anyway, so let's talk a little bit about who we dealing with this week. So we have Jose. Jose is a young man who mom is from, well, he's from Mexico. He was born in Mexico. Mother brought them here, for that kind of, it was him and his sister. Jose is having a hard time walking in his truth. He knows he's gay. He accepts that he's gay. He's having a hard time being openly gay because he said, in the town where he lives, it's a very small town. He was like, the minute you do something, the next day, everybody knows what you did. He said, and he's not so much, worried about himself as much as he's worried about other people in his family being affected. He's talked about how he went out on a date with a guy, and the next day, the people at church kind of came for his mama, and his mother sort of came back at him and was like, listen, I'm gonna need you to not be so open. And so he was just talking about that's his struggle. His friend Jamario is that guy. Jamario is, I know who I am. I live in my truth. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can and can't do, and you're not gonna treat me like I'm crazy. And so Jamario is sort of his, for lack of a better word, a drag mother. They are friends. They're legitimate friends. But and Jamario's thing is, I want him to feel comfortable even when I'm not around. I want him to be comfortable walking in his truth when I'm not there to give him that confidence. And so he's doing it as a way to stand in who he is. So definitely looking forward to that. And he's with Miss Shangela. They hung out. They went out with the friends. Let me tell you something. That damn Shangela, listen, that's the first time eating crawfish. So they were going through that, the whole how you eat a crawfish thing. And when Shangela got ready to leave, they had this big poster of Karl Malone. Now, Karl Malone is from Louisiana. I'm assuming he's from either that area or somewhere thereabouts for them to have this life-size poster of Karl Malone in the restaurant, which of course had a Trump 2020 sign when they walked in, but we're gonna let that go. It's just par for the course at this point, child. Shangela didn't know who Karl Malone was. Child, it cracks me up every time. Anyway, so then we meet Stacy. Stacy is a man, and the reason why I say that is because y'all know Stacy could go left or go. It could be male, it could be female. It's a unisex name. And one of my first boyfriend's name was Stacy, honey. I said, "Ooh, is that my Stacy? That ain't my Stacy." Anyway, so although he could be my Stacy, Stacy was a cutie. Stacy was my type. Anyway. But Stacy said that, he's a man's man. He's an outdoorsman. He was a firefighter. He's a man's man. But he said he is very much a friend of the community. And Stacy said something that I loved very much. Stacy said, if I have to step outside of my comfort zone to make other people feel comfortable, then I'm okay with that. And I said, see, this is what I love about this show. Because a lot of times whenever we see, especially manly men, who are comfortable in a gay environment, who are comfortable around gay people, who are comfortable having gay conversations, what's the first thing people always say? Oh, he in the closet. Oh, he must be gay. Oh, he down low. Why can't it just be that, listen, I am comfortable in who I am and I'm comfortable in my sexuality and it don't bother me. And other people should have a right to be comfortable in who they are and in their sexuality as well. And what I love was that they met at this bar. And the bar was called the Sundown, I believe it was. And that was like the local, they call it the local watering hole where people are comfortable. People, where the gay community, it wasn't a gay bar, but it was definitely a place where people who are in the queer community could feel comfortable. And so he said he's a regular there. They say he's like the unofficial bouncer, honey. And he was like, yeah, he said I'm not going to allow anybody to be disrespected in my presence. Like, that's just not going to happen for whatever reason. And I believe it. And I did not get any gay vibes or anything off of Stacy. And Stacy's got this big old beard, honey. Now, I'm not normally a beard person. I just think about all the things that live inside of a beard. So I'm not normally a big beard person, but again, Stacy is my type. Anyway, so now they say whether he was married or not. So Stacey, if you're married, no disrespect, but if you're not, anyway. So that's what we have. That's Stacey's story. Then we meet Lynn. Once again, and my experience is nowhere on the level of Lynn's experience. Let me be clear. Lynn is a W amputee. She was in a horrific car accident. She was hit head on, and she said that her arms and legs were literally ripped from her body. I cannot imagine. I cannot fathom what Lynn's experience has been and what she has gone through. But I say that my experience, I understand your life changing in a second. I understand things never going back to normal. I understand. She said, the doctor said to her, just get the wheelchair ready. You'll never walk again. And the doctor said that to me. They were like, well, can you move your bedroom to the first floor? And is there somebody that can move in with you to help you out? So I get it. From that, like, again, I thank God it wasn't on that extent. But just you're having a life-changing experience. Lynn is also openly, she's a lesbian and she's married. And so I just assumed that when she said she was married, that it was somebody she was married to before the accident. No. Lynn actually met her wife in the hospital. Lynn was, her wife was actually one of her caregivers when she was in the hospital, one of her nurses. And again, I had, people always say, oh, I have a total different respect for teachers and this, that, and the other after like all this stuff going on with this pandemic and people having to teach their kids at home. Oh, you just don't know how many phone calls I have gotten and emails and texts to my girl. Oh my gosh, I have a new level of respect. But again, having gone in the hospital, I have a new level of respect for what nurses do. You always know what people do, but until you have to rely on somebody, and when you are in your most vulnerable state and the people around you help you keep your dignity. Anyway, I'm about to cry. Let me stop. Let me stop. So, we see Lynn, and Lynn said, before the accident, I was an independent, Like she rode motorcycles and she was self-employed. And so, she was like, it was a really hard experience. She is actually going to be a drag king. And we talked about drag kings before, a couple episodes back, but she is going to truly, truly, truly be a drag king. And Eureka was like, listen, I know how to be a girl. I can teach you how to be a girl, but I can't teach you how to be a man. So they actually brought in someone who was a drag king, a woman who did drag, did male drag, and had, her teaching Lynn. And the big thing with Lynn was, we're going to get you to dance. Lynn was like, well, I never danced. I haven't danced since the accident. And so she said, what did she say? She said, I danced like a straight white man now, or something. She said it was crazy. So that was the big thing. And also she's going to put on the cowboy boots that she was actually wearing the night of the accident. She said, I can't get them on because of course cowboy boots have no give, and she can't get them on her prosthetic leg. And so they actually had to put a zipper in so that they could unzip them and get them on. And so so that was the two things with her. So we visit Jose. Jose goes home because Jose said, he doesn't live at home. He said that basically his mother pretty much put him out the house. She constructively put him out the house. You know how they say it was a constructive eviction. It was a constructive putting out of the house. He was going on a date, and his mother told him, if you go out on that date, don't come home. So, he was like, all right then. But what I found very interesting was they went and visited his mom, and I'm not saying I'm going to report what I saw. I'm not going to say this to be disrespectful. I mean, no disrespect to his mother, to him, or any way, shape, or form. However, when his mama was talking, all I kept hearing in my head was, girl. She basically was saying all the right things, talking about how she loved him, and when he came out to her when she was 12, and she said her response to him is not about not wanting him to be gay or be open, but about his concern and his safety and he was being bullied at school and he didn't tell her, and she he know that she would defend him, and he was just sitting there, honey. What I respect is that he wasn't contradicting his mama, but his body language was contradicting his mama. And when they left, Shangela, again, I respect the way Shangela worded it, because she wasn't disrespectful to the mom, but basically Shangela was like, parents are going to put on their best foot when there's people around. When other people are around, parents are going to put on their best presentation of who they are, and he was like, and when strangers around too. And she said, well, you know what though, let your mom stand in her truth. But did you hear her? Because and the mother did say some really nice things, which tells me you know what your son needs to hear. You're just not always in a place where you can say it. And I don't think his mother is a nasty homophobe. I think mama is very much concerned about her son's safety and very much concerned about the community that they live in and how it is perceived and what could possibly be any backlash. Like, I just do. I absolutely think that has a lot to do with it. But mom said she coming to the drag show. Sister was like, can I get up on that stage too? Sissy wanted to get up on that stage too, honey. But anyway, so there's that. So then we had all of them meet up. And I thought it was very interesting when they all met up, because this truly showed how small of a town they lived in. Honey, they all knew each other. In some way, shape, or form, they were all connected. Come to find out, Stacy, because Stacy was a firefighter at one point. Come to find out, Stacy was actually on the scene of Lynn's car accident. And he said, by the time I got there, they were already airlifting you, but I was there. And they had it, she had a chance to shake his hand and thank him for everything that he did that night. Then they went to go introduce Stacy to Jamario and Jose. They know each other. Now, they probably know each other from the sundown, because they said Stacy be at the sundown damn near every night, honey. Stacy is like Norm down to the sundown. But I just thought that was cute. I thought that was very interesting and thought that was cute. That they all just knew each other. And then they hung out. They went to, I guess it was near Mardi Gras, because they were having some sort of Mardi Gras festival. And so they all got a chance to hang out and stuff. So it was cool to see them all do that. So let's get to the show. Of course, we went through the rehearsals and everything. Poor Jose and Jamario ain't been to no pumps before, honey. They were struggling with them pumps. I said, now, Jamario, I know you done been to some pumps. Jamario, I know you done been to some pumps. You done been to some pumps, child. Anyway, Bob came out. Bob did the first performance. I know they're rotating these performances. So Bob came out, and we saw Bob perform MILF Money. And it was a great performance. It was cute. It was real cute. It was a real good performance. Then we had Eureka. I think Eureka was next with Lynn. And they did Boo Scoop Boogie. And it was cute because Lynn came out in her wheelchair and she talked about her accident. And the way they did it was, she did more of a line dance. Like she came out in the wheelchair, but then she got up and actually started walking around, and they actually did a line dance. And Eureka was like, I'm gonna hold your arm, so if you need my help, you need my support, I'm here. So instead of you necessarily like having a cane or what have you, you got me. And it was so good. And her wife was on the front, was on the front row and everything. And so they did a really good job. And they had the whole cowboy thing, and she had the cowboy boots on, and she let the crowd know after they performed that, about the accident and everything. And her actually wearing those boots for the first time. And they were talking about them being an openly gay couple, in their town, openly lesbian couple in their town. So that was cool. And then we had Bob and Then we had Bob and Stacy. And the way they had Stacy kept his beard. So it was Bob called it drag, bearded drag. But what I loved was they did Hero. Who sang Hero, child? Tell me in the comments. But this used to be one of my songs right there. But not Mariah Carey Hero, but the I Need a Hero. And Stacy was like this whole like superhero thing. And Bob had on the same outfit, but you know, cut differently. Bob's, I loved Bob's because it was cut like Bob had on this bikini, honey. I loved his outfit, child. But because again, that's who Stacy is. Stacy is, you know, the hero for them. Stacy is that straight guy, but you know, that's comfortable in his sexuality and will stand up and will come for you if you know, you get out of pocket. And so it was good, you know. That was a good performance. I like the concept of that. And then we had Jose and Shangela and Jamario, because Jamario actually agreed to be a part of it, because Shangela was like, you know, we can't sort of do your coming out type situation without you without Jamario being there with you. And so Jamario was part of the performance. He shaved off his mustache, honey, and they did a J-Lo song. I'm not familiar, but it started off singing in Spanish, and then it evolved, and then, you know, it was this whole J-Lo thing, and he had a couple of ripaways and did good. They did good. But his mom and sister were there, and when I say his mama was balling from the beginning, sister was balling, like, and she told him at the end, she was like, you are so beautiful, I love you so much. And so again, I just think that I don't think that his mother, I honestly feel like his mother's response came from fear. Like, I don't think it was ever about accepting him. But again, I ain't in their house and I don't know what's been said, okay? But anyway, it was, once again, it was another great episode. Oh my gosh, you guys just don't know how much I'm loving this show. Sometimes the reviews are late because I know I just gotta be ready. I just have to be emotionally ready to watch the show because it gives me so much. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.